In this particular video, we're going to be looking at clause 9.2, which is auditing of clause 9 performance evaluation. And within 9.2, within that auditing component, we're going to have a look at the evaluation of compliance and also the internal audits. So in order to be able to summarize all of that, we will develop an audit program which would speak to the internal audits and the evaluation of compliance. Now, within an audit program, we want to establish what are the objectives of the audit program, where are the various different sites, what do we want to achieve through the audit program, has the audit program being approved and authorized by the senior manager, what are the risks involved in the audit, and then applying our understanding of risks to the development of the audit program and the audit plan, because some of the divisions may be more significant or a higher risk than some of the other departments. So we would then want to apply risk-based thinking to ensure that we audit strategic processes more regularly than other processes. So we apply risk-based thinking. Within our audit program, we want to look at auditor competency. If we're auditing quality, health, safety, and environmental, we need to have auditors that can either speak to all standards or are subject matter experts in either one of those, and particularly also from an evaluation of compliance perspective. Do the people understand the compliance obligations or the legal and other requirements? We need to have a look at audit planning and frequency based on our understanding of risk. We need to develop or determine and develop audit criteria. In our audit program, we need to speak of the methods that we're going to apply and the sampling that we're going to apply to our auditing techniques. We want to look into the classifications of findings, such as take notes, observations, minor nonconformities, major nonconformities, and obviously conformity. Now, within our audit program, we also want to speak to how we're going to report, what is the outcome of the audit process, how are we then going to take action around the audit findings, and we obviously need to retain documented information on the audit program, the audit plan, the audit documents, etc. So let's just talk about an audit for a second. What exactly is an audit? Well, if we look at 17021 and ISO 19011, which are the ISO standards for auditing, an audit is basically an independent, systematic process of comparing audit evidence from the auditee with audit criteria for the auditor to raise audit findings. And I think regularly within an audit process, we focus too much on the fact that people think that an audit is a negative process. And generally the audit objective is to evaluate the suitability, adequacy, and effectiveness of the SHEQ management system in achieving the intended outcome. So basically when we audit, we're auditing to identify where the system is doing well. I'm looking for conformance. But just by virtue of that process, I may identify non-conformities. So I think auditing sometimes has a very negative reputation where it needn't have that. So it's a systematic, independent process of comparing audit evidence with audit criteria to raise audit findings. After considering all of the audit findings against the audit objective, we then raise an audit conclusion. And obviously lots of independent audits would then be evaluated against their audit objective and audit conclusion to ultimately come up with an overall audit conclusion for the audit program. So that's just an overview of the auditing component and how we would apply that to our SHEQ management system to evaluate the effectiveness of our SHEQ management system and the various different controls and processes in achieving the intended outcome.